We heard a loud crash overhead and looked up to see part of a small Cessna airplane spinning to the ground.
Let me paint a picture. You're just going about your day, maybe thinking you can come after me, and suddenly everything starts falling apart. You trip, stub your toe, maybe spill your drink, and then a piano drops out of the sky, like you're in some old cartoon or something. That's a wonder of you. I don't need to fight you myself. The universe, it does the work for me. You so much as think about coming after me, and reality will bend over backward to make sure you regret it.
Today we explore the characters that are too powerful to be canon. Imagine for some reason you're walking up to the most terrifying person you ever met. She doesn't like you or hate you, but this guy is way stronger and bigger than you. So you try to be polite and friendly, not to piss off the bully, and out of nowhere, you're insulting the shit out of that person because something touched your mouth, and before you remember, you're already dead. Who touched you? Wonder of you. Who's stronger, Godzilla or Ultraman? That's always been on my mind ever since I fantasized about it as a child. Even when writing JoJo, this type of topic is not something I can avoid. Who's the strongest villain? What is strength? And what is peak fortune? I've decided that the strongest and most terrifying adversary one can face is called Calamity. Calamity attacks irrationally, but is actually bound by certain logic and will encroach every person equally. It's too powerful, and trying to overcome it might in itself be beyond hope. This is the conclusion of JoJolian. There are very few antagonists in manga who can be as boring and terrifying at the same time than Toru. I think I speak for everyone when I say that the best thing to come out of JoJo's Part A is its villain, because Wonder of You breaks every anime verse you can think of. A force of nature so unstoppable that only God is immune to it. The most powerful stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, period. And the hardest one to overcome the entire franchise. You'd be hard pressed to not put this guy at least in the top 10 strongest villains in Shonen. Wonder of You's capacity to give misfortune and bad luck brings truly hellish implications to those who challenge or persecute Toru, or the human form of Wonder of You, Satoru Akif, be it Gojo, Goku, Saitama, you name it. Think of Kyoka Suigetsu, but the victim also gets hit with bad fortune while hypnotized. It doesn't matter who or what you are, because on top of that, it negates durability. You can't think of a way to counter it because the mere thought of it is an act of pursuit. Wonder of You is so scary that it can touch something, and that thing will be the cause of a calamity falling upon you. Against this enemy, everything becomes impossible if the opponent's reasoning does not break every aspect of reality, also known as logic. In the heat of battle, every particular way of thinking, especially one that is reasonable and based on good judgment, is going to fail against Wonder of You, no matter what. Summarizing, for some reason, when you fall under this stand's influence, bad luck will persistently follow you. You'll find yourself in dangerous situations that wouldn't usually occur, causing harm as long as you continue to pursue Toru. Wonder of You is more than just a powerful stand. It represents a deeply philosophical aspect of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure universe, embodying the inescapable nature of fate and calamity. Its ability to induce disaster on those who pursue it or threaten it is not merely a defensive mechanism, it's a manifestation of an existential concept. This power challenges the very nature of causality, suggesting that some events are predetermined and unavoidable, no matter how much one tries to resist or change their course. The stand's very existence poses a terrifying question. Can one truly escape their destiny, or is disaster inevitable for those who defy it? The way Wonder of You interacts with its environment and opponents is a testament to its profound understanding of human nature and psychology. It doesn't just fight physically, it manipulates the mental state of those who encounter it by instilling fear and doubt. Wonder of You erodes the resolve of its opponents before any physical confrontation even occurs. This psychology warfare is as much a part of its arsenal as its ability to induce calamity. The stand's calm and calculated demeanor, even in the face of potential threats, adds to its aura of invincibility, making it seem less like a combatant and more like an unstoppable force of nature. Wonder Review's disdain for humanity is not just an abstract concept, it reflects the rock human's evolutionary detachment from human beings. As a stand of a rock human, Wonder Review embodies the belief that humans are inferior, who are undeserving of the treasures of the world, including the miraculous Lokakaka fruit. This concept is not without irony, as the stand itself is deeply involved in the human world, particularly in the medical field, where it uses its disguise as Satoru Kiefu to push the Lokakaka fruit as a revolutionary medical breakthrough. Despising humanity while exploiting it reflects the rock human's parasitic relationship with the human world, feeding off of it while remaining emotionally and morally detached. The contrast between Wonder Review's confident, almost omnipotent presence and the moments when it's genuinely threatened adds a layer of complexity to its character. When Josuke's bubbles hit the stand, it experiences a rare moment of fear, revealing that even a being as powerful as Wonder Review is not beyond the reach of harm, and it is not immune to the fear of defeat. It underscores the idea that no matter how powerful one is, there are always unforeseen variables that can disrupt even the most secure situations. Wonder Review's strategic retreat, when faced with Josuke's evolving abilities, highlights its intelligence. It recognizes when it is outmatched or when the situation has become too dangerous, which very rarely happens, choosing to withdraw rather than engage in a potentially losing battle. This decision is not one of cowardice, but ironically of cold and calculated logic. The stand's ability to access threats and choose the most advantageous course of action shows a level of strategic thinking that goes beyond mere brute force. Although this is the whole point of the character, it's a reminder that the most dangerous adversaries are not always those who fight hardest, but those who fight smartest. Furthermore, Wonder Review's role as the head of TG University Hospital under the guise of a Kifu is a masterstroke of a manipulation. In this role, it is not just a passive figure, but an active player in the human world, shaping the course of medical science and public perception. The Lokakaka, presented as a medical marvel, is more than just a product. It is a symbol of the rock human's influence and the ability to bend human society to their will. Satoru Kifu is the public face of this operation, a respectable, authoritative figure who is beyond reproach, further cementing Wonder Review's position as a near invulnerable force. This dual identity allows Wonder Review to operate both in the shadows and in plain sight, manipulating events from a position of power and respectability. In addition to its psychological and strategic strengths, Wonder Review's power extends to manipulating the very fabric of reality. In other words, logic. Its ability to cause calamity isn't just about inducing accidents, it's about altering the course of events in a way that makes the impossible seem inevitable. This power makes Wonder Review not just an enemy to be fought, but a concept to be overcome. To defeat it, one must not only outsmart it, but also defy the principles of cause and effect that it manipulates. This makes the stand a formidable antagonist on both a physical and metaphysical level, challenging the protagonist not just with brute force, but with the abstract, yet very real, the power of fate itself. Ultimately, Wonder Review is a stand that embodies the most fearsome aspects of power, inevitability, manipulation, and the cold, calculated use of intelligence. It's not just a threat because of what it can do, but because of what it represents, a force that can bend reality to its will. This combination of traits makes Wonder Review one of the most dangerous and multifaceted stands in the whole JoJo universe. There is always someone who breaks the rules. In Medaka Box, her name is, well, Medaka Kurokami, a girl so powerful she pushes the limits of what any story can handle. Freshman student council president, a leader like no other, Medaka isn't just another student. She's a force of nature from the start. Medaka was meant to stand above the rest. She's someone who can do anything, someone even her own story can barely control. But when someone this strong exists, what happens to the story they're in? Medaka Kurokami is so powerful that sometimes even the story itself can keep up. In most cases, greatness takes time, but for Medaka, time was just a formality. Even as a baby, she was already different, while others were still taking their first steps. Medaka was racing ahead, her mind working at a speed that no one could match. By the time she was 6 months old, Medaka had already surpassed her older siblings. She wasn't just learning, she was absorbing everything around her, mastering it in the blink of an eye. No one could teach her because she already knew. No challenge was too great because her mind could break down and rebuild any task with perfect precision. While others struggled to keep up with the basics, Medaka was already moving on to the advanced with a limitless capacity for learning. There was nothing she couldn't understand, nothing she couldn't do. And as she continued to grow, so did her potential, endless, unstoppable, unmatched. Medaka naturally possesses superhuman adaptability, agility, balance, coordination, dexterity, durability, endurance, flexibility, reflexes, senses, speed, and strength. Although she rarely uses it, she possesses an ability called body supremacy. She is capable of near-complete precise control of the movements and functions of all her muscles, bones, flesh, blood, organs, nerves, hair, and veins. And she can control them with both conscious and/or subconscious command, and this makes her immune to forced motor control by others and allows her to adjust and improve body functions. Kurokami Phantom is one of Medaka's signature moves. She first jumps and down, dragging out the noise so that the sound of her feet tapping the floor isn't heard until after her feet have left the floor again. Once the sound lag is at its fullest, Medaka blows forward, producing a sonic boom that destroys everything in front of and behind her. Because she moves faster than the eye can see, the opponent won't be able to react until after she has already hit them. Takashifu, so far the only person she has used it on, theorizes that she is faster than light, but Medaka claims that she just speed forward when he blinked. The aim of Kurokami Phantom is to forcefully break through the sound barrier. And then there's Kurokami Final, Kurokami Phantom's final form, only usable after Medaka enters End God mode, wherein her blood flow is greatly enhanced through the use of vibrations. To use this technique, Medaka first creates a shadow clone in order to break the sound barrier without losing any of her own speed or power. Afterwards, she follows the slipstream created by the clone. Kurokami Final utilizes blind spots. Medaka hides within her opponent's shadow while optimizing her speed. In the case of Lihiku, who dodged the attack, Medaka made a U-turn and attacked him from behind. Medaka's ability, the End, allows her to learn and master abnormalities to 120% of their original potential, surpassing the original users. Abnormalities are often innate abilities, but are not necessarily present from birth, as it often takes a few years for an abnormality to make itself evident. She can quickly learn any skill, from simple tasks to impossible feats. Medaka has acquired numerous abilities from others, including Super Ball usage, mind reading, and accelerated healing. Over time, she can even learn skills from second-hand information and copy minuses. She cannot replicate the physical abilities of the original users or stop herself from learning an abnormality once she experienced. She's also unable to learn styles, preaching to lesser mortals. Medaka helps those she deems pitiful by vocalizing her belief that they can be saved, often referencing past hardships. All of this, and I haven't even mentioned War God mode. When enraged, Medaka enters a berserk state with enhanced strength and healing, an ominous presence that unnerves even abnormals. She later learns to control this mode without losing herself. Altered God mode, an upgraded War God mode where Medaka retains control with black hair and dark red eyes, allowing her to control her abilities and resist powerful attacks. Forsaken God mode, Medaka makes herself weaker than her opponent, allowing her to fight without relying on her strength or skills, although this mode lacks empathy. Hybrid God mode, a mix of Forsaken and Altered God modes, combining strength with weakness. Its exact capabilities are unknown. And God mode, Medaka's hair turns black and her speed increases to supersonic levels, allowing her to create shadow clones and break the sound barrier. In a direct confrontation, Wonder Review would immediately invoke its calamity manipulation to prevent Medaka from getting close. However, Medaka's ability to learn and adapt rapidly would allow her to identify the nature of Wonder Review's power. Medaka might initially struggle as she experiences the effects of the calamity, but her resilience and versatility in combat would help her survive long enough to understand and counter the stand's abilities. Medaka's Forsaken God mode could be the key to bypassing Wonder Review's calamity. By making herself weaker than Wonder Review, she might render its calamity manipulation ineffective, as the stand's power relies on the idea that it is being threatened. If Wonder Review cannot perceive Medaka as a threat, its defenses might falter, allowing Medaka to close the distance. Once within range, Medaka's overwhelming physical power, especially in War God mode or Altered God mode, would make her a formidable opponent. Wonder Review, while powerful in its manipulation of fate, lacks the raw physical might to withstand direct confrontation with someone of Medaka's caliber. If Medaka can land a hit, she could potentially defeat Wonder Review before it has a chance to escape. However, Wonder Review's intelligence and ability to retreat when outmatched would make this battle far from straightforward. It might recognize the danger of Medaka's adaptive abilities and attempt to disengage, prolonging the fight and seeking opportunities to turn the tide. But Medaka's determination, combined with her ability to learn and master any technique, would likely allow her to eventually corner and overwhelm Wonder Review, and perhaps even learn to manipulate fate itself, just like Toru's stand. So Medaka wins. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out the other parts of this video. I guarantee that you will not be disappointed. With that being said, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.